Welcome to Deep River Farm. Sitting up here on the porch this morning. We had some rain last night, so everything is soaking wet. The grass, everything in the garden is a muddy mess at taking care of the chickens and the quail. And so we thought we would do some staining on some shelves this morning. Got a bookshelf and sanded it down. It had an old stain on it with a men wax finish. So I took that and stripped it down and sanded it, and I'm putting a coat of polyurethane on it just like it is. It's got the old acid wash look, so to speak. Looks pretty good. Getting that taken care of this morning. But this morning we're going to address a couple of subjects that this is the follow-up, the video we just did about your soil type and your pH balance. This one's going to address your poor soil, what to do about it, where is the poor soil found that will hurt your garden or anything else you want to plant around it, and your garden location. What is the key and ideal location? And we're going to start with that today. That way people that are just beginning gardening, maybe you missed the summer plant and here you're looking at fall and you want to get some stuff growing for the fall. Maybe you live way down in the southern United States and you've got an opportunity you can plant in the late summer and be able to get a harvest before it really gets too cold. Depending on where you're tuning in at, it's always a good time to start a garden. We talked about in the previous video of why you should do that, so you may want to check that out and keep following us here so that you'll know how to start it, how to be self-sufficient, why you should do it, and this one's going to address the poor soil. So if you have had your soil tested and you got some bad results, what do you do? Well, depending on what your problem is, there's several remedies you can do. If you've got, say you tried planting tomatoes and you had a bad outcome and you had a ton of blossom end rot, necessarily that doesn't mean you have bad soil. That may mean you had a calcium deficiency, or maybe you had too much nitrogen in your fertilizer. Not everything that you have problems with can contribute to bad soil. A lot of the times the bad soil is determined by common sense. Let's put it that way. A lot of people make the mistake of growing their garden or placing their garden in the back corner. I'm going to put my garden in the back corner back there, get it out of the way, that way I ain't got to mess with nothing. Well, there's your first mistake. What do you generally find in the back corner? It may be a fence, it may be a wall, it could be one of them wooden fences. It could be a tree line where you got a lot of overhanging trees. It might be you may be wanting to grow it beside of your house, and you got bad backfield dirt issue there. You don't have good topsoil there. There's a lot of things that you got to take into consideration. But garden location is the ideal decision you can make. Putting it over in the back corner is not the answer. And let me tell you, in the back corner where you got all your trees, you got acorns, you got walnuts, you got pines. All these trees drip sap. Well, sap contains acid. It also puts off a tremendous amount of shade. So there you go. Nothing grows good in the shade, and especially in acidic dirt. And even a wooden fence can cast shadows for an extended amount of time during the day, depending on how you've got it set up. But your ideal location is a location where you have 8 to 14 hours of sunshine a day. Now the way I've got my garden set up is I'm looking at you right now directly east. Sun comes up right over there. As the sun moves throughout the day, makes its way toward the west, my garden is not inhibited by any trees at all. It's got full sunshine all day. And that also is a very big benefit because it heats your soil up faster. You can get it in the ground a little quicker or in the raised bed a little quicker, because that temperature of that soil needs to be 60, 65 degrees when you get ready to plant, and it'll be good to go. But if you do have bad soil, if you've got trees, maybe you've got 7 hours of sunshine, but you have some shade in the afternoon, and maybe the acid and stuff is washed down in the area you want to plant. You can fix that simply by adding lime. Now you can't just go out there and dump it and one time spreading and be done with it. That's not how it works. You need to go out there and spread your lime over a period of about 3 months. And in your soil test, if you get a soil test, it'll tell you you know, what your acid level is and how much lime you would need to neutralize it. Your acidic levels are anything below a 7. 6.8 to a 7 is an acidic level and below. Anything 7.0 and above is an alkaline level. Most people never have to deal with an alkaline level. Most people are dealing with acidic soils and soils that are missing vital nutrients, you know, nitrogen, potassium, calcium, and that type thing. And you can add those additives, you know, if you need calcium. I always put calcium around my tomatoes. Tomatoes eat up a lot of nitrogen, they eat up a lot of calcium. You know, you can deplete your soil. That's why you never want to plant the same crop in the same place year after year after year, because different crops require different types of nutrients and take different nutrients out of the soil. So you always want to do a crop rotation. But fixing your soil to where you're not near trees or shrubs or fences or structures or any backfield locations is a key. Now, if you need to add some stuff to your soil to amend it, you can use organic items like leaves, grass clippings, wood chips. Any of this stuff will help. Anything that is organic and can break down. We use in our raised beds a thing called black gold. And you're asking, what in the world is black gold? Here in the central North Carolina and the southeast, we have a lot of hardwoods. Maple, red oak, white oak, dogwoods, cherry trees, all kinds of stuff. Hardwoods. Well, in the fall, those leaves fall. We rake those leaves up and we compost them. Now, once they're composted, after about 1.5 years or so, they decompose, and when they decompose, it is a deep, black, rich dirt that contains carbon, phosphorus, and potassium. It's known as black gold here in the central North Carolina and southeast, mid-Atlantic states. And you talking about something ideal to grow in. You can take that stuff, if you can get big enough quantities of it, and just spread it on the ground about 18 inches deep and sow directly into it. Never have to buy a tiller or anything. And it'll grow. That's what I did at my dad's this year. He grows next to the carport wall. That gets plenty of sun. He's got good dirt, but he said, I'm just too old to run the tiller now. I don't want to fight the tiller. I said, well, I'll till it up for you, or we can do this. We can go out and get you a big old load of black gold, and spread it here. You won't have to do nothing but just put your tomatoes in it, stake them up, and pick them and eat them. And that's exactly what we did. And so you can do that as an option. You know, if you buy soil from these big box stores, just so you know this, when you buy a bag of topsoil, that may not be topsoil. It's not regulated. Any place can put that they've got topsoil. You don't know what the percentage is. For all you know, and for legal purposes, they can go out there and dig a hole and bag it up and call it topsoil. There's not a definition or a requirement or a label to define topsoil. So more than likely, unless you know the person you're getting it from, or you know where it's coming from, you may not be getting total topsoil. But you can always use black gold on the ground. You can mix it in your soil. You can use the grass clippings from your lawnmower. You can do all this. You just need to make sure that it is in the decomposing stage and completely black when you get ready to use it. Make sure if you're using grass clippings that you're using well underneath that, so you don't scoop up soil that's containing grass seeds, because your grass seeds will sprout and come up on the top side of your compost pile, and you don't want to have to be picking out grass all the time out of your garden or your raised beds. Another good thing to remember is you want to be able to have, as far as an ideal location, you want to have access to water. Now, the ideal water is well water, captured rainwater, or water out of a creek, river, stream, or a spring. And we've done a video, 2 different videos, one on fluoride and one on chlorine and chloramine that you may want to take a look at. That comes in city and county water systems that will definitely not benefit you one bit if you're utilizing that to water your crops. So that's another issue that you're going to want to look at. And you know, you can't just go out here and throw water at it. That city and county water is not good for your stuff. And when you watch the 2 videos, one of them's talked about fluoride, you'll see it in the title. The other one's chlorine or chloramine in the title. So you may want to refer back to that. So I appreciate you joining us today. I can't think of anything else right off the top of my head about anything on the soils and the poor soil and the ideal locations and where it's found and how to treat it. And outside of that, I think we've covered most everything this afternoon. And I appreciate you joining us here from Deep River Farm. Benny, are you ready to go in and get something to eat? I'm about to start. Y'all have a blessed day.